In recent times, we have the example of a grand light that led people to understand that part of human which is divine. That light is what we know as Master E.K. He was linked to the divine. He demonstrated noble and unusual virtues and capabilities. He stands as a good bridge for the human to cross over to the realms of divinity. Master E.K. ignited the spark of divinity in those around him, constructed many living temples, and consecrated them to the work of goodwill.
Imam vivasvate yogam proktavanahamavyayam vivasvan manave praha manurikshva kave bravi.
His main work was to sow the seeds of acquired energy which he received through Master CVV, who transmitted such energy around the etheric plane of this globe. This would enable faster individual transformation and the consequent growth and enlightenment. Thus, Master E.K. worked as an effective channel for transmission of the energies of Aquarius. Besides manifesting the Aquarian energies, Master E.K. was also entrusted with the age-old teaching and healing work, which is the main work of the Himalayan hierarchy. Thus, Master E.K.'s work essentially revolves around the introduction of the Yoga of Immortality propounded by Master CVV, teaching the intricacies of ancient wisdom and healing the people. Master CVV, Master MN, and Master EK were all born in the month of Leo. It has something to inform us. It is in relation to the energy that has visited the system through the constellation of Leo, that is, the energy of synthesis. The energies of synthesis descended on our planet via Sirius of the cosmos, Regulus of the constellation Leo, and the Halley comet at Kumbakonam, which Master CVV received and transmitted. Master E.K. was born on 11th of August 1926 during the evening hours at 5:30 p.m. on a Wednesday in Bapatla, Guntur district, Andhra Pradesh, India. For the first 3 years after his birth, the family stayed in Bapatla.
I belong to south of India. I was born in a traditional Orthodox Indian family where my parents were great scholars in the scriptures and traditional education. My father knows all the Vedas and their commentaries. He is a great scholar in all the Vedas and all the commentaries. He was a great scholar in Ayurveda and who has conducted many miraculous cures. And he was also a scholar in the traditional medicine and homeopathy. And he had many disciples in the scriptures. He was a great master in yoga. He practiced yoga with his master. He lived with his master for 12 years. He had the power to cure diseases by a touch and meditation.
When Dr. E. Anantacharya was in deep communion with Krishna consciousness, he received Master E.K. through his lady. That was the chief reason why the child was named after Lord Krishna as Krishnamacharya. From his 4th to 6th year, since Sri Anantacharya was studying in Presidency College in Chennai, the family moved to Chennai. It was known as the city of Madras till recently. They stayed in Govindappa Street in Triplicane for 2 years. In these years, the young master E.K. would frequently visit Parvathi temple along with the maid Jiva, who was appointed to take care of him. The family returned to Bapatla in 1933. Master E.K. was the eldest son to his father. When he was of 13 years age, he lost his mother. But even from childhood, Master E.K. felt the guidance of his mother. Master E.K. had 3 younger brothers whom he took care of, fulfilling the role of the mother to the younger brothers. His father did not send his children to the school. He was of a firm conviction that the modern schools do not teach what is to be taught. They would mold children as per the concurrent average human thought. The children would lose all the thinking and creative abilities. They would settle down as ordinary amidst the multitudes. He wanted his children to be much more than the average food-seeking, money-making, comfort-mongering human beings. Dr. Anantacharya therefore taught the children himself, and Master E.K. learned many intricacies of the Vedas and its symbolism, even as a child from his father. He was a brilliant child among the 4 and was showing a kind of brilliance right from his 5th year. Once when Master E.K. was of 7 years of age, a few Gnostics, members of Brahmo Samaj, visited his father. Those Gnostics discussed a lot about the Lord Absolute with Dr. Anantacharya. The Gnostics believe in the God Absolute but not the God in form. They think that to see God in a form is an inferior state of practice. After a lengthy conversation with Dr. Anantacharya, the 7-year-old boy was asked to show the village in which they were living to the Gnostics. Master E.K. took them around the village and showed an important landmark in the village, a temple of Lord Vishnu. He proposed to the Gnostics to visit the temple. The Gnostics said, "No, we do not enter into temples." Then the boy asked, "Why?" The Gnostics replied, "God is everywhere, so we do not have to specifically go and see in a temple." Then the 7-year-old child asked, "If God is everywhere, is He not there in the temple? Why should you have any objection to get into the temple?" The Gnostics were surprised and looked at the boy with great attention, as they did not expect such an answer from an young one of 7 years. It was like a beam of light hitting them straight on the face. They had no answer. When they returned home, they told Dr. Anantacharya, "In your son, there is some great light." Such was the stature of Master Ike even at the age of 7. Master Ike grew in the Vedic wisdom under the personal guidance of his father. He was a natural poet and a writer too. There was a grand poet of the time living in the town of Vijayawada by name Vishwanatha Satyanarayana. This poet was a good friend of Dr. Anantacharya. One day, Master Ike wrote a poem, and that was about the seasons of the year. The poet was deeply touched by reading it because the seasons of the year were so well described and recorded in a beautiful form of poetry. The power of Master Ike's expression, the clarity and the simplicity surprised the great poet. He told Dr. Anantacharya, "Your Krishna is born with a mission. I see much light in him. He seems to carry many dimensions. I admire him." In the year 1938, at Bapatla, his Upanayanam was performed. He cleared his matriculation in 1944 at Varanasi. Later, he studied intermediate at Guntur Hindu College. He was married to the lady Appama. It was an arranged marriage by his father. Though Master Ike had a good knowledge of the Vedas from his father, by his soul quality, he preferred the worship of the World Mother Gayatri. As he lost his mother in his early age, he was receiving a kind of motherly nourishment during the sleep hours. This led him proximate to mother's energy. His father taught him the essence of the Veda. The Veda and its classifications, its intricate branches, were made clear to him. The light of the Veda is Gayatri. She is called Veda Mata, meaning the mother of the Veda. Master Ike instinctively took to Gayatri. To him, the mantram Gayatri was the only friend. Right from his 12th year, he went on working with Gayatri. By his 18th year, he had the vision of Gayatri, the World Mother, in a beautiful female form and was deeply impressed by it. He relied completely upon the Mother more than anything else in life. To him, the Mother Gayatri was the friend in need, the guide at crossroads, the mother to console, and the teacher to enlighten. Between 1946 and 49, he was studying Bachelor of Science in Vijayawada at SRR and CVR College with particular emphasis upon biology, physics and chemistry. And later he studied MA, meaning Master of Arts, in Telugu at Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. As he entered the university, his worship of Mother Gayatri had reached great heights. During those days, the university was open for 5 days during the week, that is, from Monday to Friday. Master E.K. used to disappear from the university hostel on Friday evening. He was not available to the friends and colleagues and used to reappear only on Monday morning. He used to regularly go to Shanti Ashram, an ashram on the seashore of Visakhapatnam, and sit under a ficus religiosa tree from Friday evening till Monday morning. He had only one thing to do: chanting Gayatri. He lived on water and worshipped Gayatri thus during the entire weekends. He gained such light in his head that the students used to feel the brilliance. He was a handsome man too, and the brilliance in his face added dignity and gait to his facial aura. Due to the continued worship of Gayatri, his countenance gained the female beauty. He was attractive to look at. The men and the women were equally admiring him, particularly when he smiled. His smile ignited the spiritual life in many. His looks were sharp, shining, and carried awakening ability. The vision in him was developed so much due to his regular contemplation upon the Mother Gayatri that he could even see the examination paper which would come the day after in the examination hall. He could very clearly see the whole examination paper. In the beginning he was excited, but he quickly shut the door on such usage of the light. He felt it would tempt him to many more things, causing the fall. When he was young, he enjoyed a few such visions, shared them discreetly with his friends, but then, thanks to his discretion, he indulged no further. Master E.K. continued to meditate upon Gayatri in a manner which was really unique of him. His love for Gayatri was beyond boundaries. He carried in him the characteristics of the mother. He was very lovable, serviceable, patient, tolerant, and understanding. People felt great comfort and joy in his presence. During this time, he would spend a lot of time in the library, and apart from his regular college studies, he studied the works on Tantra, Mantra, and various other esoteric sciences. He studied the works of Sir John Woodruff, the scripture of Sharada Tantra, etc. He even studied in depth the science of astrology in its Vedic form as well as in its Western form. Master was 21 years of age when the then Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sir C.R. Reddy, came on rounds to the hostel block. Master submitted to him the poetry Arpana, the principle of offering, written by him. He was deeply admired by the Vice Chancellor for producing such a sublime poetry. The Vice Chancellor himself was a man of outstanding accomplishments. Besides being a poet, he was conferred with the high British honor of Sirhood. He was touched by the poetry of the Master and spontaneously stated, "The university is proud that it has within its compound a poet of the caliber of Krishnamacharya." This was one example of his outstanding caliber as a poet. When he was to write his post-graduation examination in literature, he was to pay money for the examination. His father sent him a money order which did not reach in time. He was studying in Visakhapatnam and his father was staying 300 kilometers away from the place at Vijayawada. Though the money order was sent, it did not reach in time. Master E.K. was deeply concerned that he may not be able to appear for the examination. He went at once again into the shade of the ficus tree at Shanti Ashram and ardently worshipped the mother. He prayed to her and said, "Mother, I cannot afford to miss this examination, but I could not pay the fee in time. You are the only solution and solace to me, Mother." The mother appeared to him, saying, "Your fee is paid. Don't you worry. You will get your hall ticket to write the exam." He was pleasantly surprised and inquired, "Who paid the fee?" The mother said, "It is paid." The next day, when he went to the university office, his name was on the list of the students who paid the fee. Master E.K. came out of the postgraduate examination of the university with the flying colors. He stood first in the exam. That concluded his collegiate education.